Hey guys, what's going on? Mr. John's back here for another video. It's been a little bit, and something happened 2 days ago. It's been now since it was announced that the creatures are no more. It's kind of been a long time coming since since Immortal and Nova left the group. So it's kind of been a long time coming, but it's still sad either way for it to be officially done and over with. It's quite a hard pill to swallow, you know. That's gonna be kind of hard to talk about in this video. It's gonna be kind of hard to talk about in this video, but I definitely wanted to, not talk about my views, but just to talk about the whole situation and how I feel. And it's definitely really sad. Really sad for Dan. Dan's video that he made about the creatures ending and everything was really hard to watch, and I was pretty broken up about it. Kutra seems all happy and everything. He's not happy that the creatures are gone and that it's officially over, but he seems happy that now it's kind of maybe time to move on from the whole creature thing. I don't know where this leaves Jordan's channel. I hope he still makes videos, because I still love Jordan. I really like him playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I absolutely love it. But I don't know where that leaves Jordan, if he might quit YouTube and Twitch totally or not. I have no idea. That's really up to him now that he has a new job making making whatever he's doing. I know it has to do with games. So, I'm really happy for him that he kind of got his dream job now, because I know Kutra has been, working very hard for a long time to do something like that. So I'm happy for him. Dan did make another video. I think it went up today. He does seem like he's in a lot better mood. He seems like he's a lot happier, mainly because of the widespread amount of support he got, including from myself. Just saying, like, hey, everything's going to be alright. We got you, cheer up, and he definitely seemed a lot happier. So that's good. That's good. As far as the other creatures, to be honest, I stopped watching the creatures. Pretty much when Nova and Immortal left. When they left, I kind of stopped watching. Every now and then I would watch a Creature Hub video, but after they left, like everybody, it was pretty much gone. The creatures were pretty much dead at that point. I'm sure a lot of people, the majority of people, felt the same way. And but I want to talk about, I started watching the creatures since 2011. That's when I really got into the whole YouTube thing. That's when I really got into Seamus. I got into Nova and Spoon and Kutra and Dan and Z and Gassy and Sly. To me, those were the original 8 creatures. I know that there was Junkyard. I know that there was Chilled Chaos. But to me, the original creatures were those 8. Kutra, Dan, Nova, Spoon, Seamus, Sly, Gassy, Z. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody. But to me, those were the original 8. Those were the original 8. And then Gassy was the first big creature to get, unfortunately, kicked out. They moved to the Creature Hub house, whatever you want, the Creature House, whatever you want to call it, in 2012. And Spoon and Z did not move there. Sly eventually ended up moving there, and Seamus, Gassy, Dan, and Nova, they all moved to the Creature House. It was really cool. 2012 was awesome. It was great. All the stuff that they were doing. But then Gassy got kicked, and then Immortal came, and Immortal was great. Alex was great addition to the creatures. Him and Nova's chemistry was so much fun, really funny, really good stuff. I'm sure a lot of people can vouch for me when they say Immortal and Nova were like the best part of the creatures in a lot of the ways. Just because of the chemistry that they had. It was a lot of fun, especially when they would play with Kevin. Whenever Kevin would play with them, it was a lot of fun. And eventually Kevin also joined the creatures. Dexter joined the creatures. Very short time, but Dexter joined the creatures. And Sly left because he was having personal issues. Seamus left because he was having personal issues. Mission ain't over yet. And over time the creatures started shrinking. they got new people like Kevin and Dexter, but then Kevin and Dexter, right after joining the Creatures, they left the Creatures because, in their words, especially Dexter's words, he said that behind the scenes, it was all a show. It was all a show. It was all acting. And to me, and a lot of other people, I'm sure, felt this way. When you watch the Creatures, way back when they first started, 2011, 12, 13, the golden years of the Creatures, it all just seemed like they were having fun. It all seemed like they were having fun playing games. God damn it, she killed me. It's really hard to talk and play at the same time, so I apologize. But it all just seemed like they were having fun, a group of guys that were having fun playing video games. Like, really, that's what I enjoyed the most, were them playing video games. And then they started doing Creature shorts and, random videos like that. And, it was funny and all. Sheamus biting off Nova's subway dick or whatever it was when they first moved into the Creature house. That was funny. The whole bunny bus, that was amazing. They create a lot of great content. But, apparently behind the scenes, it was different. At least eventually. Maybe not at first, but eventually things change. At least, according to Dexter, Kutra really was banking hard to make it, act different behind the scenes. Like, don't do this, do that. You can't do this, do that. And to me, that's like, no, you don't act. You don't act. Like, the Creatures, for me, was never an act. I always took it as them just a group of guys having fun, creating this business, and having fun. And apparently it wasn't like that. At least over time, it changed. And it's really sad that things changed. And, like I said, eventually, Gassy got kicked. Sly left because of personal issues. Sheamus left because of personal issues. Kevin and Dexter really didn't last long. Probably because of the whole, behind the scenes thing. Behind the scenes drama and all that. And, just over time the Creatures started shrinking. Z and Spoon kind of just left, To me, Spoon and Z were never, like, really a part of the Creatures. They were part of the Creatures, but, they didn't move to the Creature house. They weren't in the offices, which was good. That might have been the downfall of the Creatures, were them moving, at least the majority of them, moving to the Creature house, working in the Creature office. That might have been the downfall of the Creatures, since they decided to do that. Like, You think it would be a good idea. You think it would be a good idea to move into the Creature house and the whole office thing, but that might have been the downfall of the Creatures. And, Kutra with the whole Stephanie thing, that really, put the nail into the coffin in a way. But, a lot of people are shitting on Kutra. They're saying, oh, Kutra, you ruined my childhood, Listen, man, I started watching the Creatures since 2011. I was 16. I'm 22 now. The Creatures were a huge part of my childhood, too. And, for years I watched the Creature stuff. I watched Sheamus and Nova and Spoon and Kutra. I stuck with at least the majority of the Creatures. I watched all their content, especially Sheamus and Nova and Spoon and Kutra. And, of course, all the Creature stuff. I loved it. It was part of my childhood just as much as anybody else, I mean, I was a teenager at the time, but, it's still like it's still my childhood in a way, because I was still a kid. A lot of ways, I still am a kid. And a lot of people are shitting on Kutra because, like, oh, you're the reason the whole Stephanie and this and that thing. Like, listen, man, you weren't there. That might have been, the big reason, that the Creatures indefinitely ended with Nova and Immortal even and all that. There's a lot of nuts and bolts that go into it behind the scenes that we don't know. Dexter, definitely put in a lot of ways why the Creatures were on this incline in a way, because of the whole, oh, you gotta act a certain way in front of the cameras, or even your personal life. Like, that's a no-no. But listen, if it wasn't for Kutra, we would never got the Creatures. So, with all the people shitting on Kutra, like, hey, people are gonna do it anyways. Even if it is Kutra's fault, I don't care. I don't care, because it's his fault that we got the creatures. You know, he created the creatures. Kuchra was the whole guy, like him and Dan. But really, ultimately, this was Kuchra's creation. This was Kuchra's idea. We, all of us, need to pat Kuchra on the back and say thank you. Thank you for putting all this effort in and creating so much great content and amazing moments that we got to see and share with the creatures, and we got to meet them, or this and that or the other thing. You know, RTX and all that, E3. Like, I personally want to thank not just Kuchra, but all of the creatures. I want to thank all of them, especially the original creatures, for creating such amazing moments that I really loved growing up. And, you know, I wasn't the most social teenager growing up as a kid. And a lot of ways, the creatures kind of gave me happiness. Because a lot of ways, you know, I might not have been that happy growing up as a teenager, but the creatures gave me that. So I want to thank Kuchra. I want to thank, you know, Dan, Spoon, Nova, Z, Seamus, everybody. Especially the original creatures. I want to thank all of them. You know, Junk too, Chilled, even though Chilled wasn't really all that there. But, you know, he was there in the beginning and Junk was, and, you know, everything else. But I want to thank really the original, to me, the original 8 creatures. I want to thank all of them. And again, Kuchra's, I don't even know if Kuchra's going to return to YouTube and Twitch because of all this massive hate that he got after it was official that the creatures were done and dead and over with. But I, you know, personally, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the creatures. I want to thank Kuchra for giving everything that they gave us over, you know, really like, what, 2011 the creatures officially started up. And I want to thank them for the great 6 years that they gave us and all the amazing content and moments that I, and as well as everybody else, will always remember and love. And to me, that's the biggest thing. That overcomes everything that happened behind the scenes. Everything that happened behind the scenes, all the great and awesome moments that we got overcomes everything bad. Like, listen, man, things happen. It's really hard to coexist with so many people working on like a project or a company. Like, look, man, Bruce and Adam, they left Machinima, they went to Rooster Teeth. So many people end up leaving and going elsewhere. It happens. Now we have Cow Chop. It happens. You know, it's not surprising. It's really hard to do that. And I've been, you know, kind of firsthand to see all that. Like, it's really hard to work with friends, or even being around, you know, something that friends are trying to work on, create together, and it's really, really hard not to get on each other's nerves. In a lot of ways, it ruins friendships, and that's what kind of happened with the creatures. And hopefully we'll get a creature reunion at some point in time, you know, here or there. I would love to see that. Everybody else, I'm sure, would love to see that. And yeah, that's just kind of my take on the whole creature thing. I just ultimately want this to be a thank you video. And, you know, unfortunately, the creatures are done. But ultimately, this is a video saying thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the creatures, especially my favorite creatures. You know, Seamus, who's my favorite YouTuber, Nova, Spoon, Kuchra even. Just everybody. Everybody. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, and hopefully we will get that creature reunion, you know, this year, next year, 2 years from now, whenever it may be. I would love to see that. I'm sure everyone else would love to see as well. So thank you, everybody, for watching this video. Please leave all the hate and love comments in the bottom and let me know what you guys think. And again, thank you guys for watching this video, and if you'd be so kind as always to like or subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Twitch, I would very much appreciate it, guys. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for more videos like this and all that. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. I am dead. Alright, see you guys. Bye-bye.